All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Crystal Holloman, a digital reporter here at News 10. I'm joined by Tim Staudt from News 10 Sports. How are you? Good weekend full of golf
On
on
TV.
TV?
Yeah,
That
on
works.
TV. That worked.
That
Uh-huh.
works. We're going to talk a little bit about that, a little bit of baseball. We're actually going to start with that. Joey Ellis covered it over the weekend, but the Lansing Community College Stars, they are going back to the DII World Series.
Good for them. Women are going to their own World Series in softball, too.
All
It's a
right,
juggernaut over there in the spring.
turn this off. So these are some highlights from yesterday, I believe. They beat Kellogg Community College 16-8 yesterday, and the World Series for Division II is in Oklahoma. It starts in next week.
Those are flashy
Saturday?
uniforms for both of them. Is that
I
when
think
it
they look good.
starts?
Yes, the 27th, which I believe is Saturday.
Second year in a row they've been to Enid, Oklahoma. This was in Jackson. They have a nice ballpark down there they played in. So there was a good crowd yesterday. We have some of that on the sports tonight. And it'll be interesting once again to see how many of these players who are out of eligibility will end up playing at a four-year school somewhere else.
And I know that before the season started, you were talking a bit about the team. Nothing surprises you about
Well, this
this?
coach Steve Cutter has really turned this thing, around. Baseball's been, on the upswing there for several years now. Good for them, good for him. And it used to be that sport struggled. It's like anything else. Who's your coach? Does the guy have a clue? Has he got good culture? Does he evaluate players well? Do the players like to play for him? Is he into it? This guy's into it. And I don't know as much about the softball, but Steve Kuhn's daughter is a prominent player on the team, and they're in South Carolina, and he's going and shooting video and sending it back to us. So we're your premier junior college girls softball World Series station around
Can we
here.
say that's an exclusive?
I certainly hope
I
so.
think it is. I think it is. So be sure that you stay tuned for that. Well, as we were talking about with golf, the PGA Championship wrapped and Brooks Koepka won.
Yes, he did. Yeah, it was exciting, right? If you're a golf fan, there's a lot to watch yesterday.
So there was a little bit of, I saw today some of the live golfers saying what this meant for them and the fact that they are legitimate, they deserve to be taken seriously on this. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't think Koepka's as much about live as he is about himself, and that's understandable. Whether he would have switched tours if he'd been healthy, I don't know. Because he's on his way up. He's only 33. As long as he's a very good athletic, he's got a tremendous competitive mindset. He doesn't get nervous and shaken. And while I wasn't certain yesterday that he could hold on, just because for anybody on the final day of a major, it's different. Doesn't matter who you are, Tiger Woods or anybody else. He did. He never lost the lead. And he can handle pressure. He clearly is healthy. He's what I call a very good two-putt putter. He doesn't three-putt anything, and he can make enough when he has to, and he did. And he made a lot of par saves yesterday. And the one I thought was going to give him the most trouble as the day went on was Scheffler, not Hovland, but they both tied 2 strokes back. How this changes the pro world moving forward in an ever-changing pro golf world, I'm not sure, but it's a new development. And those on the LIV Tour obviously think they get more credibility and I agree with them, because they have players there who could play. They had 5 in the top 18. They had 7 who made the cut. They had 3 of the top 9, and those were LIV players. So
All right.
bring on the U.S. Open.
Bring it on. And what do we have next? Carmelo Anthony. He is retiring.
Yeah, I didn't think that was much of a story. He didn't play all season, so you knew he wasn't going to play again.
I know.
So announcing his retirement when he had nothing to retire from, to me, is kind of redundant. But that's a headline.
This is, he posted this video on his Twitter. He does go into retirement as the number 9 leading scorer in the NBA, which is pretty significant.
I remember the day he played Michigan State in the Breslin Center his freshman year when they won the national title. And Michigan State led them all day long, till he hit a shot at the buzzer and beat him 76-75. That's what I remember about him.
I remember him playing with Syracuse a lot. even though it was only 1
Right.
year. That's what most of my
Yep.
memories of him are. And
He's given the university there a lot of money. His name's on a couple of, or one building anyway. I think it's on their practice basketball facility.
I think that's right. All right, we're going to move on to last week. I feel like it was just on Thursday or Friday we talked about Shemi joining Michigan's.
You got to be careful when you put stuff out there in social media. I've often said if it isn't positive or informational, stay out of it. All you're going to do is get yourself in trouble. Doesn't matter who you are, a politician, a teacher, an educator, a private citizen, an athlete, a coach, doesn't make any a journal. I mean, you say something negative, you better be careful what you say. Look at how many careers have been ruined because of that. How Michigan didn't realize that in advance, but as I agree with one of the Michigan media people, they took a bad story and it's going to be a one-day story because they terminated this immediately.
The Twitter account.
It never would have gone away.
The Twitter account is now deactivated, but
Too little, too late. What's he going to do now? His dad's not around to help him.
are you going to get another job as a scout in the NFL after this?
I would think this is going to make it a lot tougher.
You would think.
I would think.
All right. Well, what else do we have coming up on sports
We have MSU
today?
baseball in Omaha, Nebraska. They're there today practicing, getting ready for their first game of the Big Ten tournament. 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Big Ten Network. They're the 8th seed against 1 seed Maryland. We have that. We have the LCC baseball and softball teams with their World Series preview. The president of the country club of Lansing, John Lindert, is the president of the PGA of America. He's the one who gave the Wanamaker Trophy on TV yesterday to Brooks Koepka. We show him doing that.
And he's from here, right?
He's the manager of the country club of Lansing, yeah. And then after that, it gets dicey because we got to see how much time sports gets on the air at 6:20. So if you get a chance, go on over and, give him some candy or give him some water, give him something. He's not there. I don't see.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
he
there.
is.
He's
He's right
hiding.
here.
He's hiding.
Yeah. Remember, it's Nathan now.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I think he'll be pretty generous with the sports department today.
Depends
It's a
on-
big day in the sports department.
Well, that only goes so far, believe me. And the Michigan State football game with Penn State, the season ender, according to ESPN, is being moved up to Black Friday instead of Saturday the 25th. It'll be the day after Thanksgiving, the 24th. That hasn't been announced by anybody else but ESPN. So if that's accurate, State opens and ends the regular season with Friday games like the high schools. September 1st Friday at home CMU, no date kick time on that, or TV network announced, and then instead of Saturday, November 25th with Penn State home to end it, they'll bump it to Friday, November 24th, Black Friday. You either go shopping or for Christmas or watch a game.
Well, there's NFL games on Black Friday this year too.
How many is there? I think it was one, isn't it?
At least.
I think
if
it's
not
one. There'll be other college games. Black Friday, they're always college games, but never Michigan State till now. If
Interesting.
ESPN's accurate, it's their story.
All right, we will see.
There you
can
go.
find all that out on the Sports Desk, which comes on our 90 minutes of local news that starts with First at 5. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow.